Good morning, everybody. We will be with you shortly. We will be with you in just a moment. Give us a second here to iron some stuff. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, our guest is GameStop bets on Solana today. Give us a few minutes here to get rolling. Get those servers serving, streamers streaming. I think I already said this, but my mic was on mute. Get those electrons moving up to that higher orbit to transfer this great picture all the way to you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is in the world you're coming to us from. Welcome to DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking here in the digital media world. It's Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. That's right. It's only about 82 days to Christmas or something like that. Can you, if you can believe that or not or something? I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit more than that. Nope. All of October, all of November. Yeah, that's about right. It's 80-something days to Christmas, which I can't believe. But all I want for Christmas this year is a whole bunch of viewers. Isn't that right? My co-host Pedro Garcia in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait. I didn't turn your mic on. Pedro Garcia, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, peoples? It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you guys be my neighbor? Hey,
We got the
hey, what's
GameStop Bets
up?
crew here. Pedro, I got to do a
Yes,
little social
you
media.
do,
Introduce the
bro.
show and tell everybody what to do.
Hey guys, how you doing? I hope everybody's doing well. Hey, my name is Pedro Garcia. I am your resident chart analyst, and my job is real simple. Just simply just to go. Oh, it finally worked. I'm sorry. I just
I knew
realized we're
Pedro had
trying.
something else on his mind. He's doing the show intro like this. I'm Pedro and
All right. So what I'm saying is this is that I would like for you guys to do us a couple quick favors here. Please hit that like, subscribe, and share button if you will, please. And additionally to that, write a quick comment in regards to where maybe where you would like to be.
like to
Right?
know where people are coming to us from. Let's go.
Absolutely. Let's go. And additionally to that, while you're in the comment section, um, people over at X platform, Mr. Musk platform, go through. Please make a comment. Let everybody know as well, especially the GameStop bet guys. Go through, plummet that because honestly, we know most people are over on X there for crypto. So you're really going to get your best bang for your buck making some comments over there, sharing it widely over on X on your page and many of the other pages out there that will then push that even further. So do it. That will help you guys out quite a bit. And additionally to it, if you don't mind, again, you want to make comments, like, heart those things on the actual share and make comments
And
in the live stream. That again will push the algorithm sit there and say, oh, wow, there's a lot of people here. Let's go ahead and push this out to other people.
absolutely push it out, baby.
That's in a nutshell. Thank you.
That's got a lot of double entendres to it there.
But you know what? Sometimes double autonomy are good because I think it's actually really good. 1 second.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday we had a really good show here. We had a lot of fun. We talked about a lot of projects that were not a lot of projects, a lot of the main tokens on Technical Tuesday, that type of stuff. Brought up a bunch of other things. And today, as always happens on Wednesday, we're a little bit less technical. We get more talkative and that type of stuff. And it's a perfect day for a guest, and that's why later in the show we'll have Pinto from the GameStop Bets project up here talking about it, and they're on here because they've been good to us, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a community and bring them to our show and all that, and we get to know you, you too could end up on here, just like GameStop Bets, for free. Nobody's paying this for this. This is not a sponsored segment. They're just coming on
Because they're part of our
pitch their
community.
thing. And as Pedro and I like to say, we don't endorse anything. Just appearance on this show is not endorsement. Just giving them a little bit of exposure, get their community into it.
Well, the biggest
And
thing is
Pedro, that was the topic of the show today anyway.
community.
It's about community. And we'll get to talking about that, whether a community matters for your project or not. We all have our opinions on that, but maybe you need to hear an alternative version of what's good for a community and what's not, or what's good for a project and what's not. But before we get to that, Pedro, why don't we talk a little bit about what the hell's going up with Bitcoin?
Yeah, let's go ahead and check it out here real quick. BTC here. Shoot, my dude, it went and is this gonna mess it up? Good, it's not on the daily chart. Nice. Dope. It straight had a sell off right here. So I'm writing an algorithm and it's finally starting to work, and hopefully it continues. Anyhow, okay, so let's go ahead and delete that.
Welcome to GameStop Bets YouTube account saying hi, Chicago. We're broadcasting from Chicago, as they say, but really I'm in Ottawa, Canada right now, and Pedro is in Connecticut. Crypto Mike, sup, what's happening?
It is moving.
No sound effects today, sorry, Mike.
Boom.
And no music going on, too. We need to fix that.
I know, right? It's like I was wondering what's going on. You know what? Sometimes, man, Mr. Herlihy, Harley, dude. Wait, what's up with that, right?
Call me Harley Quinn.
Herlihy, he is always super busy. Like AI Wolf, This man, I think, is probably one of the hardest working people in crypto as well. And most people don't even realize it. This man is legitly working. So when you hear him talk,
Legit. Too
he,
legit to quit.
too legit to quit. Anyways, so I just think it's pretty cool.
Hold on, Pedro. We got to interrupt this with a holler. A holler out to Chuck Jansen here. Back from Jamaica. It was a nice break from everything. Keep the strong work. Everyone like, subscribe, share, and hit those hearts with the super chat for 20 bucks. Thank you very much, Chuck Jansen. We'd give you the holler and the applause, but the old voice machine isn't, or special effects machine isn't working right now. As always, everybody, thank you to Dr. J here for bringing the heat, or bringing the Sixers, however you want to say it. But thank you very much. As always, the super chats go to bettering this channel and getting Pedro and I one step closer to a trip to Ibiza. Just can't stop saying that. But as I always say, it's much appreciated, and we don't blow it. It goes right back into this channel and getting things out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so thank you, Chuck Jansen. I think we just gave Pinto a run for his money there. He gave us some dollars and not some Zlotys.
That's funny. You know, talking about community earlier, I was wondering about this, is that, you know, community is what made Shiba Inu, you know, and or Bitcoin, right? It was the community within the maxis within Bitcoin that really pushed this up and got it going as well. So, you know what? You never know, by just consistent work and consistent pushing, right? You can actually make some things happen, which is pretty dope. So I look forward to seeing what this community does, and as well as looking at what the Bitcoin community is doing here. So we're finding some support at this level right here. So I'm gonna put this here real quick.
You changed your colors again on your thing, or made the candles thinner. They're really hard to see on the broadcast.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let's make this into dark mode.
Pinto dropped into the comments. Remember, Pinto, I sent you a link to the studio. Sure, you use the best is to use a laptop with headphones. We did not do a technical test with our guests, so I'm sure there are going to be issues. Although Pinto seems to be a smart guy, he's able to climb windmills and pass the classes that you have to take in order to do rigging at altitude. So he's smart enough to do that, or crazy enough to do that. He can be on the show.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and hit this here real quick.
Check my messages in case he's trying. Ladies and gentlemen, I am playing music in the background. It's the Yeah 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 song. Just let me know if you can hear it or not. And welcome everybody on Rumble. Thank you very much. Rumble's been good to us the past week or so. We've had a lot of viewers there. Not a lot compared to, a political talk over there or something like that. But for a brand new platform, we've had over, I think, amongst their different shows and different broadcasts, over 70 viewers.
Oh wow!
56 of them are unique.
Really? And how do we know how how they're finding us? That's really interesting.
No, they haven't. We got to get more viewers before they start giving us decent analytics.
Gotcha.
But mostly it's from just from the Rumble platform itself.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not really. I put out 1 or 2 tweets about things and stuff like that, but mostly it's from the Rumble platform itself, and that's kind of what I want to try and do. See if we can generate. Because some of the Swamp Creature shows are kind of perfect for Rumble. They have a little bit of political talk to it. So this morning I premiered one that and ran it on Rumble. Also, it had a little bit of wonk talk to it.
Mm-hmm.
Pedro, while you're configuring that, let me get back to some guests here. Chuck, or Darrow Lawton, all the way from Madrid, says, "Welcome back, Chuck. Nothing but envy here." Chuck, what kind of place in Jamaica? Was it like one of those Sandals resorts where everything's included and the booze is watered down and the food is from the leftovers from the Ritz? Or were you at the Ritz? Or whatever the nice hotel is there. I guess the Ritz is St. Thomas. Kansas Zinu, living the Pep Z dream. Thank you very much for joining us, Kansas. If you get more people from Pep Z to show up here, we'll review the charts.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So let's.
It's also, I've been to that one by the falls. Yeah. Except I was there. Oh man, I was there. It was many wives ago.
Many a wives, not just one.
Many wives ago. Oh my God.
So let's go ahead, while we're talking about wives, let's go ahead and move into our ex-best favorite, love to hate, Bitcoin cryptocurrency. So
what chart you get? Which time frame?
This is the daily chart.
All right.
All right, guys, so this is something we can be paying attention to. So you can see here that we are putting in this low here. We're bouncing off of this little demand zone with the 50 here. We're seeing it kind of come in, but it's not, I'm not expecting, I'm not seeing something where we look like this. It bounced, we came in, and we're seeing a push up, but I don't think that this is where we're going to stop. And we look at the weekly chart, we came down and hit that 8-period moving average right here. We talked about this over on Monday, where we can either hit two spots. We can hit that 20-period moving average sitting at that 62, or the 60,000 mark right here at the 8 periods. You can see we hit it. We hit the daily zone. The zone isn't really a strong zone here. So for me, when I look at it, I think we're going to bypass this and really kind of see it kind of go in at a lower level. We do have some buyers sitting here. So you can see how we came into the buyer area, but I don't expect to see us really put in a big push off of this, primarily because, well, our reaction of it yesterday would have been something much like this. We would have seen something where we came down into and then pushed back up. We're just seeing a reaction off of this 50-period moving average, which is a pretty weak here. So you can see it hasn't really found any type of support. So it's the first time really kind of coming in. I think we're going to hit this 20-period moving average. It's all right. We should hit some 20-period moving average, which is sitting at that 60 to 7-ish area. So you can see that this is the number of it, and here is the actual moving average, and you can see how we're coming back and testing this 20-period moving average on the daily, hence pushing back up off of the 20-period or the 8-period moving average on the weekly. You can see how it's correlating, where we're seeing it go down, then up, then go down again. So this is what we're seeing here. I'm expected to see here as it cuts through this zone, to see it come back down even further now into most likely this. And I've changed now. I've taken off a lot of the zones that we've had in the past. I still have, I should put the 200-day right here now, because now this is going to act as resistance. Even if we do come back up here, we've now got some resistance playing in on part here. So I would expect to see us come down into these lower levels of the 56 to 50,000 area next. That 56,000, we could see a rebound off of this, putting in a lower, or excuse me, a higher low. So that would be right here, and then we could see it play off of this area, which could be right here. So, but I do expect to see us play off of this, at least right now, as we're coming into what we're seeing. What's up, brother? It's good to see you. I see Mr. Pinto in the background here. So gotta admit, he's got a epic.
Pinto, on the studio screen, that there's a little chat function back there.
It's good. No, you're not on live here, but I see you, so it's good to see you. Nice.
Yeah, you're not on live.
Yeah.
One of the windows is the studio feed, and that's what you see with Pedro and the chart behind him.
Yeah, and so this is where I would expect to see us then push down. So this is kind of the scenario that we've talked about here. And then from here, we could either see it continue down into the lower 48s, or we see it come up. And then from there, it's going to be nice to the moon and back. So we'll find out what happens. But that's what I'm expecting with BTC here. All right, guys. So talk to me, bro. So what's going on with you today? I know we kind of already talked about it, but the idea of community. Have you ever been in a community that you felt like you were like really loved, like in a crypto community?
This one.
Yes, absolutely, dude. Like I feel the same way, dude. I feel like our community is so tight knit in a sense, right? It's like we're a mix between a Telegram community and a YouTube community. You know what I'm saying? It's like we've got that play off each other, and I love it, dude. I think we easily just rock the mic, personally.
Hold on one second here. Check this view.
Oh, give me a second. I'm gonna throw everything off here.
Sorry about that. I was sending Pinto. Pinto, all I want you to do is frame your head towards the top of the screen when you get ready.
Framing. He is framing.
If that translates into that English translates okay. Okay. Anyway, Pedro, on the comment about the community, we'll touch on this briefly, and then after the community of Game Street Bets gives us business, we'll probably talk about it more. But yeah, like you said, this community, not only did we get it started here, but I feel like I'm part of a community, not just like you and I sitting on the head of the community or the devs or something for the show or whatever. No, right. More of a community of viewers that all you guys that participate actively in it are just as much of as the show as Pedro and I are.
Absolutely.
But past media groups and into crypto groups, I've been coming to the conclusion that a community may or may not be that good for project, and it has to do with time. At the beginning of a project, this is my idea, this is my concept. Beginning of a project, a small community is good to get it out there, kind of like the early adopters, marketers. And this, I'm going to go over the traditional way we think about it. And after that, things launched, things going well, all their friends FOMO in, this type of stuff. All of a sudden, there's a community that's been there a few months. They know each other, this type of stuff. The Jeets have left.
Yeah.
People's bags are okay. It's retraced. You know, the typical story, typical crypto story. And now what? And now you have this this thing where people say, "Oh, we got to work harder. We got to work harder," and there's really no work you can do. You know, unless your chart is green, there's no work you can do. Nobody's going to come buy your chart when it's going down or it looks like a sell-off. Doesn't matter how strong or great your community is. It's just the facts. I'm not making anything up here. You look at a chart and it's red and Telegram's cranking like, "Woo, moon." Yeah. Like, why are people saying moon when it's going down? Doesn't exist. And so you get so there's a point where community doesn't help anymore. And not only that, but in a lot of times, you're hurt by your community, even though you're an active part of it, and happy with it.
It's like a dysfunctional.
And you're an active part of it. You're hurt by it because you can't sell.
Yeah.
Like. And maybe not because they're telling you can't sell. It's just an emotional aspect of it. And Pedro, as you've told me over and over, and everybody tells you, if you let emotion get into this, that's when you start making mistakes and coach. I suffered that problem. I was in a project at 10,000x, went from a few $100s to more than $1 million, and I didn't sell. I'm like, it's going to 10 million. It's going to 10 million, right? And I'm thinking it's going to 100 million. We're all going to be Shiba rich. And of course, it went to zero. You know,
zero.
And obviously, it sold a little bit of stuff, but not enough. Could have made a lot of money. Not everybody could have, but you know, the point was, I didn't. I felt a connection. I'm like, oh, I can't just dump this stuff.
Yeah.
But what I should have been doing, I should have been selling, you know, 50,000. Instead, you know, I sold 480, 612, 13.5. You know, that type of stuff. It wasn't beneficial to me. Ultimately, the community didn't help me. Now, what if you have no community, Pedro? What if you have no community at all? Now, think about this. If you launch a token, no community, and we've had a guest on this show that's had no community at all and have massive amounts of followers on a list basis, not an interactive community, and everything's going great for them. Now, you don't end up with that early adopter thing. So you have to spend more money on marketing.
Okay.
And you don't end up with the word of mouth as much at the beginning. But what happens? What happens? This is my theory. My theory is if you just say there's no community at all, and instead of putting your time into building a community, you put your time into earning some money somehow so you can pay for marketing in a traditional business sense. In a traditional business, that's not just neighborhood lemonade sales. In a traditional business that wants to sell around the world, do they whip up a whole bunch of people, one person in Frankfurt, one person in Hong Kong, one person in Lincoln, Nebraska, stuff like that? No, they spend money doing demographic research and product research and marketing research. And who wants to buy this? And who, they get lists of people that would have, that have shopped at GameStop and then market GameStop bets to them. That's my idea of this. I think I'm coming to the conclusion that ultimately Telegram and these communities tend in the long term ultimately hurt most projects. Because is there a community for Ford stock? No, I understand Ford sucks, but is there a big community of people hustling Tesla stock? No. There's just tons of believers. I mean, it's not a community where it's like, hey, Jim, how'd you do today?
Yeah.
There's just a ton of people like you that are out there following it all the time. Mm-hmm. And as a result, doing their research, getting marketed to, watching the Elon tweets, all that type of stuff. I don't know. It's a concept I've been thinking about for a long time. And it goes back to me thinking that crypto should be marketed more like regular companies. Your investment shouldn't be a pre-sale. Your investment round should be an investor, and you should start out with all that money being invested in it. And that's your floor too. It's never going to go lower than that because your investor put the money in and you've got it there. So it can only go up. And that means people that buy early, when they sell, they just take their own little money out. They don't take a big pile of the pot. Now, that's my devil's advocate part of this. Now, Pedro. But what happens? What happens when we have a massive short squeeze on a stock and the whole world and everybody at university across the world starts getting in on these groups called AMC and GameStop?
Yes.
Now, if that's not, a built-in commonality.
Right.
So where would you go with that? Where would you go with that?
Well, the thing is that those situations are not necessarily something that just happens, right? Where it was so organic. So you got to sit there and find somebody who is charismatic, can handle kind of some craziness. And he got a small following. And before you know it, it caught on. People really liked his ability to be genuine, his ability to be so connective with his community that when you were brought into it, you felt warm and fuzzy. And most importantly, you had a purpose, right? You sat there and we all grew up with going into GameStop and sitting there and say, hey, I want to get this video game. I've been saving up. You're going in with your mother, you're going in with your dad, or maybe grandparents or foster parents, whatever you had. But as a kid, you had this connection there with that organization. And then when somebody threatened that person or entity that you had already built the oxytocin connection there, all of a sudden you go into fight or flight mode to protect, much like a mama bear in a sense, right? And so
yes.
This is where, when you look at it from a cultish standpoint, this is where it then brought in. It's almost like when somebody says something against Muhammad, right? Or in Christianity, somebody says something really horrible about, Mother Mary, right? It's like, wait, what's up? Like, what'd you just say? Right? And so that mindset of, if you can create an idea where you come behind it with a purpose, right? And then you fuel it with an idea of, let's do something together that's going to make our world better. Meaning, like, I'm going to save a baby seal, or I'm gonna, it's like, and that's basically what happened, right? With I keep seeing my hands come, and I'm like, what do I do with these, bro? What do I do with these?
Hands.
I hate it. But in that same sense, I think that's where we could see something where if GameStop bets here goes through and really like create something to stop something, but at the same time you can make a lot of money with it. It's a done deal.
The point I was trying to get to is that our next guest, GameStop bets, what they are trying to do is create a community around the whole GameStop theme, and it's working. They have a lot of people in their community. And I got to tell you, the memes are outrageous. They are hilarious too.
Great.
Very good. AI has totally changed meme land, as we all know. It's wonderful. And so, and their community started bombing our show a while ago. I forget how they found us. But someone here, AI Wolf or Jansen, or one of the people that are in every Telegram room, found these guys. And all of a sudden, they're like, "Hey, they're in here all the time. Well, let's talk about them." Then they start seeing their chart and stuff. And they're like, "Hey, it's very nice.
Absolutely.
Looks good." Enjoyed their community and stuff like that. So I said, "All right, these guys are actually building a community that's going to help. I lost my train of thought. Build a community that's going to get them to that next level, and then from that next level, that butts into my thought process of where to go from there." But anyway, we're going to bring on to the show right now, and I'm going to try to get this right. Let's see if I can get it right. The mighty dev of the GameStop bets community. 3, 2, 1. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Pinto, Christoph Pinto, should be unmuted there. You with us, Pinto?
I tried to adjust.
You're there. We got you.
Yes, I'm there.
All the way from Poland, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, okay. Hi.
Oh yeah. Hey, how you doing?
This is my first live video, so I'm a little stressed. And
Cameo?
I've been 12 hours at work, so I'm literally after shower and just waiting to make some chat with you.
Awesome.
Oh, what the hell happened there? There we go. Anyway, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Pedro and I are so grateful
thanks for
to
the
you.
invitation. Thanks.
In your community for coming on board and coming to our chat all the time and watching our show and getting the word out for it. We enjoy it. That's what we like about this show. That's why we do a live show. And that's why you build those windmills so you can make power, so to make our show better.
Exactly.
But so we thought, let's bring Pinto on here to talk about GameStop here. And so Pinto, tell us about how your community got started. How did you think of this idea for GameStop bets?
Honestly, it's not my idea. GameStop bets is a CTO community takeover project. This project was launched 17 May 2024, and it was like on Solana. It was rooked after, I don't know, 1 or 2 hours by original dev. If you look at the chart at the beginning, can you move the chart?
Yep, I see it right here.
Lower. Yeah, you see this big candle? Yeah, that after 2 hours, original dev just jet everything on the community, and the chart was flat about, I don't know, 1 or 2 weeks. Yeah. Yes, and here, the first, you see the first green candle?
Yep.
Green candle from the left side. Yeah, that's why the first CTO team here is the DEX tools update, but on the left, more left. More left.
Keep going.
Yes, on the left. More. First green candle after
right
flat.
there.
Yes, exactly right there. First CTO team tried to revive GameStop bits at this point, and on this date, I was still DJing. I just swapping between the coins and stuff like this, and it shows me on the trend and just attract me, and I joined the first CTO team. Yes, and I buy 2.11 Solana and just chat with them in the community. I just want to see how far it can go and stuff like this. And after 2 days, it went 100 or 150% for me. But at the day when I should take a profit, I was inside the wind turbine, and I have no connection with internet. So everybody started jetting at each other, take a profit. And when I finished my job, I was on minus 70%, and I was so pissed. Honestly, I was so angry because they just resign from a really cool narrative. GameStop is just amazing. It's not another meme coin. It's not cat. It's not dog. It's not fucking frog. Sorry, I won't be using swears. It's not some frog.
We get a few free ones here on YouTube.
Yeah, it's not some frog. It's a GameStop. It's a narrative that can be played 2 times a year, on the January when it's anniversary of Short Squeeze, and on June when the financial report of original GameStop. So this is narrative that can be played 2 times a year. So I just decide, no, I don't take any profit. I try to, because when everybody jets, it was around 2.5-3,000 market cap. So I just use my wind turbine money to support the floor, scope large portion of supply, and for 1 week after everybody jet, I was alone in the Telegram for 1 or 2 weeks. I was writing with myself. I just want to attract with someone. I was participating in those years. Honestly, I was writing with myself and just having fun with myself. I almost got crazy. yes, exactly.
Wait, American, probably, from an American standpoint, how much money did you put into it?
Like, well, you just have to say exactly.
No, that's not what I mean.
I don't know. At the beginning, 2.1 Solana, and after that I was supporting the floor, and I don't know.
It's about $400.
I don't count.
Right.
Pedro, expand that chart so we can see the early bit of the chart.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull this up, because this is pretty epic.
Yes,
so you're saying right here, right
it's
here.
A nice story.
Yes, bigger so we can see it on. Viewers can see it.
Yes, and after 2 days, you see this big spike and a red candle.
Yep, right here. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. On this day, I was in the wind turbine and have no internet connection. Yes. Yes,
so
I have a terrific. I have a terrific memory, so I can describe you every jet that caused this chart dip. So I was supporting the floor on the first dip. I was, because some of the old people from first CTO left in this Telegram, so they just use me as excess liquidity when I support the floor. When I rise market cap a little bit, they just jet at me. And I don't know with that, because at this point I developed a plan to create a community around that project, not to make money, just to create something, because my ultimate goal in crypto is just to create something. And on Solana, on CTO, when everybody jet on each other, were so many player versus player games, and I have so much fun from the beginning. I was pumping chart by myself only to get rid of the jets at the beginning. I put in 1 Solana, 2 Solana, only to they sell at me, and I scope much supply. And underway, I was participating in crypto community like Imperium Crypto Hub, Crypto Moonshots. They allowed a soft shilling, because I put all the money for JBee, and I do attract more people to Telegram. And I just attract couple people at the beginning, couple of jets, couple people scope 7% supply at the beginning, and stuff like this. And when the chart got to 10, 12k market cap, history repeats. Everybody jet, 5% supply sells.
There you go.
This
This
is
is it right here.
and over and over again. And I mean, yes, and I'm very persistent motherfucker. So I just
So
get
what?
myself, and I not sell anything. Yeah, you see how many jet we have at the beginning.
Oh yeah, one.
This was my
two, three.
cleaning stuff there.
4.
Yeah, we were dead almost 4 or 5 times at the beginning.
Yeah, see right here.
Yes,
1.
and I also develop nice soft shilling because I participate in other communities and just chat with them with GSB in my name and Telegram link in my bio and stuff like this, and just chat with people. And sooner or later, everybody click on your bio. So just what this guy? Why he's so crazy? And and that was the first
Pedro, move that
step
chart
of
over a bit.
GameStop.
Oh.
I once I meet real great community. They call Monkey, and this was the turning point of GameStop bits, because a lot of whales from this project trust in my energy and in my honesty, because I'm one of the last person that will take some serious profit. From time to time I'm taking some profit, but only to invest in marketing and stuff like this. I do a lot of airdrops, just to dust airdrop, just to appear in some wallet. We have almost 2,000 holders, and 1,500 is my airdrop. So yeah, so I spent a lot of money also on airdrop. And about those monkey guys, just believe in me, and they rise floor of GameStop, because it was almost jet free at the moment. So it was quite safe, but as you can see on the big green candle, when we go to 158,000 market cap, it was on the left. Yes, this first big green candle. This was our new ATH at 138,000 market cap, and like always, some of the old people from my team get jet. Of course, you see at the chart. This big green candle was 4,000 profit to take by the last jet who own 7% supply, and from that point it was a blessing, because it was the real big red candle with guy that have 7% total supply, and for me it was
I feel
another
your
day
pain,
at work.
brother.
So I no, it's not pain. When I look back, it's quite funny, because GameStop, I developed so many cool technique that I developed myself as crypto person in this crypto world. I know where what kind of thing I must look to just be safe. I know I'm pretty good with blockchain detective, so I know what's going on between the wallets and stuff like this, and sometimes it's turning against me because from time to time I'm digging too much and stuff like this. But this is my hobby, so yeah. And
but I'm curious.
People.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
So what happened right here? When did this happen? And then this period right here. This would have been August 26th, where you had that huge red candle, and then you had the sell off, right? And then it just
a big buy and big sell.
Yeah.
honestly, I don't know what happened. Couple people with money just appeared, and we just talking with each other. Couple jets because there was new capital in GameStop, so couple people just start selling off, and those new people just replace them. So honestly, I don't know what happened there, but I know what happened after. After that, you see the big green candle when we get at 490,000
Right here.
at the ham.
Yep.
It was the worst thing that could happen to us because it was 21 sol buy, and we wasn't prepared for that because we have too low liquidity. So that kind of, yes, with too low liquidity for that kind of trade, and God candle literally almost kill us because this guy was on other day because everybody start jetting, and even some of the old holders just took the opportunity after that long time and just start selling off. So yes, and this guy who buy for 21 sol sell at the next day with 50% loss. So this guy was just crazy to make this 21 sol buy at one shot, and
he should have bought one sol every day.
Yes, one sol every day, or one sol every 5 hours through DCA, through Jupiter DCA. It won't harm us at the moment because people could take a healthy profit and someone could replace them. Yes, and from that point we struggling some ups and downs, like you see, but I think it's a healthy consolidation.
Dude,
regardless.
But your chart, it screams of, like I talked about this, right? Like I'm expecting it to come down, but you have a ton of buyers. So where you're speaking about that guy who came in with 21 sol, right, which was about right here. But
I don't know this guy.
But here's the thing. But the thing is this day right here, you had a ton of people coming in and selling and buying. Again, the next day we see it again, right? And so this guy who came in, it pushed out all these jeeters, okay, got pushed out. So when it comes back down to here, your community, when a community comes together and it's cheap, right? And they know that, dude, you're in there to win this. Like, let's do this, right? Like, this just becomes an area for them to, like, all right, here is, and again, this is a psychological point. I always talk about these things because, you know, a lot of them are based off of Fibonacci. And
yes, you know, can I just interrupt you? I know what you mean, but you are a very good analyst, and I'm 100% agree with you about Bitcoin and stuff like this. But in meme coin, especially in low cap meme coin, those things you draw, in my opinion, are pointless because the true power of meme coin is a community. When we don't allow to this to go be below 200K.
Let me ask a quick question.
Yes.
Okay. You've been watching my Analyst then, and you can see that it doesn't matter whether it's a meme coin or not. It still does. I mean, we can point up, I can pull up chart after chart and chart again, and it follows
right.
it.
I doubted him too.
Like,
yes,
I don't care. And the reason why I say this is because it's a psychological numbers that are based off of Fibonacci, which is also based off of the circumference of the whole entire how our solar system works. I'm not joking. Like, this stuff, just like the moon governs people's emotions, and people literally trade off the moon cycles. I'm not joking.
Yes.
Like, and people become millionaires because it acts on pressure on us.
Yes, of course you have right. When I trade on stock exchange and on assets that have higher liquidity, I was also look at the resistance, at support, at Fibonacci and stuff like this. But on meme coin, we don't have a trading bots, yeah, because the trading bots are trading based on those patterns. You have right. When it's some resistance or support or Fibonacci, the bot gets activated. But in project like this, like GameStop, we don't have a lot of funds to to invest in trading bots and stuff like this. So even if there's sell-off on Solana or BTC, we're not affected by that because the people are trading. Some of them may get scared about market condition and sell off. Yeah, you're right. But basically, this is community-driven project. So yeah, we have the best gains when the market going down. I don't know why, but you see, we have those green candle was on the period that Bitcoin goes down.
So what happens is, this is typically what happens is, it's called cyclical money distribution. And what it does is, as somebody gets gains from another project or another product, they will then cycle that through one mid caps, right, and small caps, and then you have your Hail Mary plays, right? And so you're part of the Hail Mary. Do you know what I mean by Hail Mary? Do you remember football? Did you ever play American football?
Yes, I'm from Europe, so
Okay.
more soccer. But I know.
The Hail Mary is the same as the goalkeeper trying to score.
Okay.
The long kick.
Okay. Yeah. Boom. Your play is a long kick in soccer. And so what happens is, as a asset starts to drop, and listen, I tell you, go back and look at a lot of the, and I don't mean this as, I'm not trying to be arrogant, and I'm not arrogant in this saying, because I've done this for so long now, and I've looked at, I'd say 50,000 plays of coins, just small cap coins. I'm not joking, man. I sat there and I follow I have a guy right now who runs a Telegram group, and he goes through and he talks about, he always says, hey, what's your opinion on this? And I go, this is where we're going to see things come down to. This is where we're going to see it explode from and move here. These are going to be the exit as well as liquidity pumpers. And so
Sorry, I must just take a picture because my wife trying to connect with me, and I'm just type her that I have an interview because he will kill me.
Yeah, Christoph, wife.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Sorry, the boys are more important right now.
No.
Yes.
Oh, well, it's just, I honestly think that at this level here, because it's a psychological number of the 100-day period moving average. In additionally to that, you also, in this same level here, you literally have the 20-period weekly moving average. By the time it plays off of this, all right, for example, let's look at the weekly chart. I put this here about 2.5 weeks ago. 2.5 weeks ago, when you were almost up in this level, right? I put this up here, you were coming down. I said, down at this 50-period moving average. And I said, this is where we're looking maybe to capture a small play off of. And at the time, the weekly
Small playoff, big playoff.
Right, well, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, so exactly. So I said your first real entry point would be about right here. Okay. And again, that was that's 03/1883. And additionally to that, so you saw it come down into it and now pushing back up. Is that not weird? Secondly, then I said we're going to come back up into this level here because there are sellers sitting up here. And lo and behold, what did we see? The market came back, retested, and then at the time it was coming down right here. It came back, retested this level, and then sold off. Okay, this is not a lot of people. People don't really, I'm not out there. The majority of your community was not going to sell off. The Jeets had already sold off, as you said, this big sell off. So why did the retracement here sell off? It's a psychological situation. So again, these
like yesterday, we have one jitter that was in our team from original team. He just I don't know. He was doing this in the past. He just sell his whole bag. In the past, yes, I mean in the past. I was instead of getting angry at him, I was speaking with him why he do that. So he told me that he lost $7,000 in crypto and he just wanna save his last assets, yes. And I wasn't angry at him to destroy the chart at the beginning. I just spoke with him, and after he recover his mental in the past, he returned with 500 or 600 bucks, and he betrayed me yesterday once again, because I don't know, maybe he just lose some money on other place and just need more money to gamble. So all of we at this fragile point that we, to go higher, we must have really strong diamond hands.
You're gonna see buyers step in right here. I'm letting you know.
In
Yes.
GameStop,
Mark my
we
words.
don't have a lot of.
Mark my words.
Okay.
Well, I'm going on here because it's a psychological movement of the market, and you will most likely see buyers step in at that 13, 14, down to the 04,
No,
98 area.
In October, we'll see a lot of buyers because we have October challenge. I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready to give 10 million GSB to any people, any new wallet that buy 100,000 GSB and tag 3 people. So we have that kind of contest. So we're doing everything to not let GSB go to this buying point. we make our new buying point at 200k market cap.
So where's 200k market cap? So right now we're sitting at.
All right, we got about 2 or 3 minutes left in this, Pedro.
All right. Well, I'll pull this up here real quick. So where's our market cap? 200 market cap right now. At here.
Yep. Pinto, you've spent too much time looking at the wallets on SolScan. It's too much time.
So I'm looking at this here right now. So you'll need to drop down to about 100,000 to I would say 150,000, which is the market cap right here. This is when people will sit there and say, "Damn, that's a good buy right now," and then from there you'll see a big pump. At that point, if I wanted to buy 10 million GSB, or if I want to get
Pinto, so many times I've doubted Pedro, and I'm like, no, if it comes down there to that price, everyone will jeet and sell, even in a small meme coin, and party is over. And it turns around. We checked the chart 6 weeks later, and it came right down into the zone, then turned around and went back up. It's like every time, and every time I'm like, why didn't I buy it?
Okay, let me put it like this. Mira, let me put it like this. All right, so you see how this was previous highs right here? Follow me.
1 minute, Pedro.
All right, look. See how this right here? And then look, we pushed up. This is the zone of that area of the previous highs. Look how we came and sat on it. It's the same idea that you're going to see right here. Look, this is your previous highs. We came down. You're going to see a hold. And the fact that you have that 100-day period moving average is a psychological, emotional pull on people. You're welcome.
Okay, I'm not argue with you, but my role as a CTO leader is just not allowed to go that low, because comfort of my beloved community and holders is the most important for me.
I understand. That's it, and that's where you have to be that way. You have to be that way because of your position, and I agree with you. So I look forward to coming back in a few months.
Oh, we're following this one for sure.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
And then we're gonna see it. Like I said, you guys have 10x. But every time you came back down, you would shoot up 10x. Same idea here, 10x. So I said we should see it go from that 13 to a 10x of cut to 1.13. So I would expect it to be playing around in this level here, which is right here, bro. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but very rare. So I hope that I'm right. And normally I say I hope I'm wrong, but here I hope I'm right. So.
And I will be doing everything to make sure that you are wrong. Yeah.
No, you want me to be right.
No, I want you to be wrong, because we can make 10x from 200k market cap.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, fair enough. Let's be a 10x. Actually, I love that. That is a good play and a good art from my man here.
And good plan.
Joe, I love it. Yes, let it be from your lips to his ears.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard from the mighty. Say your first name properly, Christoph.
Krzysztof, yes.
Yeah, Christoph.
Krzysztof.
The mighty Pinto
Krzysztof
community
Daroszewski.
takeover. Yeah, we're gonna leave that last part off.
Grzegorz Brzęczyszkiewicz.
Yeah, we don't need
That's not
people
gonna
to come
work.
and say,
Sorry.
yeah, we don't like people to come find you. If this thing becomes a
No, that's not the point. He doxed himself.
I'm fully
okay.
doxed, so I don't have a
Yeah,
problem with
but
that.
I'm from Chicago, and about half the people in Chicago are now from Poland, and still I have no idea how to pronounce anything in Polish, even though every other street corner is a Polish store. So I don't zero. It's all Irish right here. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, GameStop bets. The link is in the body here. Go find their Telegram. Go to their Telegram room and talk to them and get the information you need about investing in them or not. It's up to you, as we say. It's up to you. Earlier in the show, I said that they came on this show to talk about their project because they've been good to us, and I thank
yes.
Pinto and Sol and BB and Crypto
All you guys
G,
over there.
and everybody, the whole GameStop crew for coming on. So Pinto, thanks a lot and have a great evening. Say hi to the wife for us since you blew her off for the past 20 minutes.
Yes, tell her we say
I
sorry.
will be still participating. Thanks.
I love it.
Okay, now I should.
All right, everybody. That was Pinto from GameStop bets. And even though I thought it was supposed to transition off there we go.
And the house, Crypto OG is also in the house. What's up, guys?
Yeah, and Pedro, I have to say, I kind of developed that community theory on the fly here today before the show. And I hate to say it, but Pinto is the exact reason why I talk about that and brought up the devil's advocate position about it. He's so emotionally involved. And he's now obviously as the leader and trying to do well for his community, he only wants up for his project. And he spends way too much time going through wallets and seeing this and seeing that and worrying about this and worrying about that. When really, instead, he should be spending all of that time marketing it.
Yeah.
And using the marketing money to go out and spread the word on it. Like every minute he spends on SolScan is a wasted minute. And that was my point of bringing that up, is that
Absolutely.
There are certain things that you need to focus on, and sometimes the community is not your friend.
Yeah.
As he mentioned over and over in that the community cheated on him. I love how the Polish pronunciations just they jetted him.
They jetted him.
They jetted. That'll be our new code word for it. Oh, they jetted.
They jetted. Jet.
And
I love it.
And the community has not always been good to them. And he brought up example after example after example where it's not been good. Now, obviously, the people here are the part that's good. And frankly, why the chart... Oop, I'm all by myself here now again.
All by myself.
And frankly, why the chart is green. So right now, it's a net benefit to them. But they're having they're struggling with getting rid of those Jeets, the guys with the old wallets, all that type of stuff. I don't know why my system isn't responding well. Oh, now you came back when I did it.
Did you hear my
Yeah, we all heard it. We all heard it.
Exciting times over here.
Let's see, let's do a Cresso was in the house here. Cresso, thanks for commenting. I really appreciate it. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that name incorrect. Oops, of course I put the wrong thing up. This one, for sure, 10x from 200K.
Let it be from your fingers to his ears.
Mike says I would help, maybe be emotionally involved, or it would help maybe be emotional. He seems like he's intent on keeping the chart good. I like that. Definitely, absolutely. Spend your last buck on marketing, they used to say.
So you
now these people spend their last buck on press releases saying how great their last series of funding went as they're going bankrupt and selling the chairs from the office. Jet actually is a word in song in Canada to me. Just take off, like leave. Like he was at the bar
and the jet.
So he jetted. Yeah, I have heard that. I've heard that. Welcome Troublesome. That was interesting. Be fun to watch. Wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. That's Troublesome's opinion. Also, Pedro, I wanted to say that that's the wrong button. I hit 3 wrong buttons here. Come on, guys. Hit the right button, Tom. I wanted to say earlier in the body of this, and I said earlier that nobody was being paid for this promo or anything like that.
Nothing.
But I forgot. And I wanted to mention this to the audience that Pinto did airdrop us the equivalent of about $10 at the time worth of GSP. So it's in our wallet. And I did want to mention that to people because I forgot about that. When he mentioned the 1,000 airdrops he's done, I was like, oh yeah, I think we got something out of that.
Okay, yeah. Make sure you say that because
and of course, Pinto has been the prolific Zloty donor.
Yes.
Show. Collectively, with all his 10 Zloty donations, approximately about $15 or so. So thank you very much to the whole GameStop Bets crowd.
Yep.
Oh,
absolutely.
What should we move to next, Pedro? Had the community discussion, had all that. We've got about 20 minutes left in the show.
Well, dude, I mean, yesterday with Vance and what's actually happening with, dude, I think both candidates, VP candidates, are actually better speakers than the speakers who they're supporting. So I was actually impressed with the ability that we saw there. The only problem,
I was too.
Yeah, I was like, they're both loquacious. They both know how to communicate a point. The only problem was I felt that Vance was so like it. Just I think he was gracious, but he's smoother at communicating. And
he was smooth. He didn't let Waltz get under his skin or anything like that.
Yeah,
the whole dogs and cats thing didn't come up too, so it was good.
Dude, and the other part that I thought about was this, is that watching it happen was almost like an expert debater going after somebody on the street trying to communicate who is loquacious and has the ability, but you could tell that Vance was and I think it's his last point, right, was so good. He waited. He could have delivered that 2-3 times. But he wanted.
I don't remember what his last point was.
He was basically talking about like the wall and a couple of the things that happened, and he was bringing up certain aspects that Kamala should have done and didn't. And when he hit it because he wanted that to be like the, and knock it out of the park, and he did. And then Waltz literally tried to jump in and try to like no, but it was already hit. The way he played it, and mentally he was almost, I felt like he was so prepared that it almost came off too prepared, too smooth. Almost like when like a player goes into the club and literally is so smooth that women are like, are you a psychopath? Like, you such like, do I everything wants me to fall in love with you. So this is where I think on a negative, like I look at that and go, will they spin this? Because remember, he is really likable. I didn't realize how likable he was. I hadn't really watched much of him. I hadn't really seen much of him. And watching really how likable he is and how he's able to communicate and flirt with the camera very well. Whereas,
yeah, he's got those eyes.
Yeah, and he's very good at it. Like I was like, oh shoot, he's really flirting here. And so watching that actually happen, now I know why the Democrats really made him out to be literally like just weird. There's something about it because women don't like weird. People don't like weird. And so if they could keep him out of the limelight and keep people just ignoring him because he's weird, he would be, it's like
that backfired.
That absolutely backfired because he's not weird and he's very put together and very polished. And so now it's like you have kind of two extremes now where it's like one right here and one right here. And it's like, which one is it? And so
I mean, if there's weird, the people around the other party, they're weird AF. I mean, they want you to dress funny. They want you to change your business down here. They want all kinds of weird stuff to happen. And they're telling that JD Vance, who has a wife and a nice bunch of kids and all this type of stuff, and a great career, was in the military. Like, he's weird. I'm like, he's good looking and has the ultimate resume. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
right.
he's got the resume you build to be president.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get his mind messed up in public schools and have to dance around in flaming outfits and stuff like this and acknowledge who people sleep with. You know, he just went around, did his business.
Yeah.
And he's saying, this is what we stand for. Vote for us or don't.
Yeah, as a senator, he's done fairly decent in regards to getting things going in Washington, and he's built a okay name in it to where you don't want to have such a great name in Washington, and you don't want to have a name that is just crap. You want to have an okay name so that you can bipartisanly connect with people, right? And be able to get things kind of pushed through or not pushed through. And so it's really interesting to see how he's actually been playing himself. It's kind of brilliant. He played a very brilliant game, and it was almost sad to see the way it ended. There was one point where he was trying to correct the moderators. You see that?
Another hatchet job by the moderators.
Bro,
I mean, my God.
Dude, what is up? You would think that they would stop playing these games, but they're just, and the thing is, the rest of the public is so open to it now. Both sides. I mean, they made Waltz look really bad. Why am I saying it? It's now my brain is thinking, and it's a Waltz or Waltz. Why is my brain going? Wait.
Just Waltz.
Waltz. Yeah, so I'm saying it right, and because I'm hearing it, and then
it's Walls, not Waltz, but whatever.
It's Walls. Oh my
right.
God, Lord.
Like balls.
Walls. Oh dear Lord, forgive me. My brain was sitting there going wait, you're saying it wrong. So, and I've actually never looked at his actual last name, so I probably should have done that. But Walls, what is up with that again? Anyways, all I'm saying is that him as a speaker, he needs to learn how to control his face, because his blank stares literally was like Biden going like this, right? Like when he would do that, and so it's like, if we're gonna see the Democrats at least find some real supportive behind him, then you got to get his facial features on point, because it just looks. And Vance is so, I mean, he's making love to that camera every moment he can, dude. He's like,
absolutely.
And
he's say oh, sorry.
No, that was it. That's my what was it? We have Tom's soliloquy and Pedro's postulations. Yeah,
it's not the right word, but it's alliteration, so it sounds good. For you foreigners on here, and technically I'm now foreigner since I'm standing in Canadian soil. The debate last night of our vice presidents is very inconsequential.
Yeah.
Some of the most famous lines and put downs and problems and gaffes from vice presidential debates have gone on to see the one that made the mistake win. You know, a famous line a long time ago. We had an older gentleman by the name of Lloyd Benston, and another guy, a young guy from Indiana named Dan Quayle, who the media was comparing to John Kennedy, and they made a big deal about it, and he mistakenly quoted that one time and all that, and this guy's a Republican, John Kennedy was a Democrat, all sorts of whatever. And the guy, Lloyd Benston, came on and made a big deal about it and said, I knew Jack Kennedy and I worked with him, and you are no Jack Kennedy, and was sitting there all smug and all that. And Lloyd Benston got his ass handed to him in the election. and George Bush the first and Dan Quayle went on to smoke them. And so that didn't really matter. It was good. It was good to see that they were both gentlemen last night. It didn't really, when some of the videos they showed of Vance's previous things, guys have gotten up out of their chair and puffed up their chests and wanted to get to blows and stuff like that. It was a nice debate, brought out the topics, and really, Walt brought up a good topic that Vance couldn't defend, and that's the Affordable Care Act, and ensuring that you can't be denied insurance coverage because of pre-existing conditions, and the fact that if everybody has insurance, then insurance is affordable for all. And when you start whittling it down and saying you're healthy so it's cheaper, or we don't need to include all use people, only the sick people participate in it, then it's ridiculously expensive. And that's where the Democrats are winning, because they support It's not national health care, but it's affordable payments for all. And where people can't afford health care, the government essentially subsidizes it. We pay that with our taxes. What they didn't hit on, which is the important part, I thought, was whether the country could afford it right now with our debt.
Right.
Can we afford many billions of dollars in subsidies for people's health care?
You can't, because people are getting sicker.
We cannot.
People are getting sicker.
Right. But more people are qualifying for, we call it Obamacare. More people are qualifying for it. And so for those of you out there who say, oh, I live in a country with national health care, and I've been to all your countries and stuff, health care generally sucks, especially here in Canada with national health care. Mrs. Striking's back here saying it's the worst. There's...
Wait, what? Why? I thought it was good. Somebody was telling me.
No. National health care sucks. The difference is in national health care system, you're your own advocate. And so you don't know how to manage the system. Whereas in our system, once you're in the system, they advocate for you and they try to heal you and they try to get you better and all that type of stuff. Yeah. Canada, it's up to you. It's a subtle difference, but a massive in procedure. But anyway, the point is that it is expensive, and where people can't afford it, because most people get their insurance through their job. Old people get it for free through the federal government. Young people in most states get it for free through their state government. And there's that business of about 18-year-old to 65 where you have to get your own health care either through your employer or buy it yourself. And where you can't afford it, the government will help you pay for it. And it turns out, and it's not government health care in which you wait in lines like in everywhere else. You get the same policies as everyone else does, and you can get same-day health care. You can get an MRI the same day. You can get heart surgery the next day, specialists within a week. Lots of things like that. And that has been that becoming more affordable is really indefensible. You can't say, oh, we're got to get rid of Obamacare now, because I think there's 20 million Americans taking advantage of it. And you go tell 20 million Americans you're going to take away their affordable health care, they're not going to vote for you. And you saw Vance kind of waffle at the end, like, whoa, if there's already rules and regulations, we don't want to take away from people. So he had to backtrack there a little bit, which was good. And that's how you get a good discourse, though. How you get a good discourse.
Yeah, and I think it was really interesting to see how the play off of if you go look at X, right? I kept seeing, just straight up, you saw people say Vance won that, and I don't know. Tell me on yours, because on my feed, I've kind of have a mix between, Democrat and Republican, but I have more or less libertarian sides that always post. So what was your feed like on X? Because mine was primarily Vance won. What was your? Well,
I'll have to admit mine's a little skewed, and the reason is I've been taking time with the Crypto Swamp Creatures to promote their show in more political circles. Mm-hmm. And in their political circles, while being fairly neutral in their discussion, are more educated and pro crypto, so they tend to be more Republican. And I've been trying to post on Rumble and try to get that channel going. So the algorithm's leaning me right, and so my feed was all pro Vance. He smoked her, he cooked her, she's done, it's over. This type of, or cooked him, sent Walls packing back to Minnesota, defund your campaign, all these great comments.
Mine was libertarian.
And so my feed led me that way. And I'm sure Mrs. Striking's feed led her that way too, because
is she more libertarian, or what is she?
Yeah, I would say fundamentally, yeah. She got to the end of that going, you know what? I think Vance won that. She just reinforced that. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And she also she wanted me to point out, in a country of 40 million people, 6.5 million people in Canada do not have a doctor.
What do you mean don't have a doctor? I don't understand.
It means they don't have a doctor. You have to wait to get a doctor.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's what Ed talked about.
Right. You don't. Oh, you can't. Like, we can just go see any doctor we want.
Yeah.
If it's in our network, it's free. If it's out of network, we pay a little bit. Or you can go to urgent care and see a doctor. You can go see Chuck Jansen. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you can go see Dr. Chuck.
Dr. J.
Go see a doctor. And here people wait months. In some places they wait years to get a doctor. And I don't mean like a specialist to cure the valve in their heart. I'm talking about the general doctor that you go to once a year to take your blood and all that type of stuff. There's parts of the country here in which people have to fly to a doctor because the doctors all left the community because they pay the doc so little. The doc said, well, I can enjoy my time in this small town here and make less than the gas station owner or clerk, or I can move to the US and join a clinic down there and make 5 times the amount of money. So
Easily.
So it's really difficult. And these are topics for all types of shows that we could do, which will burn our algorithm from place.
So bad, dude. Like, yeah, it just kills us. But I just wanted to talk about that because I just thought overall, I think Vance, not only did he kill the debate, I feel like, but he also, his presentation, like you can kill the debate, but if your presentation sucks, right, it's basically net equal, right? His presentation was so smooth and just killed it. Like I said, he was making love to that camera and he was good at it. The way you would see him look at the camera. Sometimes there was one point Walls said something really interesting, and all of a sudden I was looking at the camera and it goes like this. Vance goes like this, like I don't like. And like it looks at the camera and then he goes, and it's all of a sudden, and I said that I was like, bro, there's no way. There is no way.
It was like he was at a bar looking down at the end. How you doing?
Dude.
For the voters. How you doing, voters?
What do you think about that? And then and I said that, I was like, my goodness, bro. And somebody and you know what's funny is I actually was talking to a friend of mine who was a female and said she didn't like Trump. You know why? Because he didn't acknowledge any really thing that Kamala was saying, especially he just looked straight and ignored her and was just like, yeah, she's just matter. And so that looked really bad on him for her, even though she's more conservative. She leans more like libertarian conservative. She was blown away by his rudeness and the fact that he didn't really facially acknowledge her, which in women culture, she said that's the rudest thing you could ever do. Even if you don't like somebody, you look at them and you face them and you communicate with them. And so that was and so watching Vance, I don't know if he had inside poll people who caught that, and so he definitely played that just that angle. And I was like, dude, this guy is really good, really, really good. It's gonna be interesting in the future. Let's say he doesn't get, Trump doesn't get picked. I am more impressed to see what's gonna happen with Vance. I really am. I'm like, this potentially could be a major, almost startup for his career in a sense. And he's already a senator, so this could put him in a very high position as we move forward, in America. So, yeah.
Well, I've said this before, but we have Tom's predictions here. Tom's telepathy here, and that the election's going to go Trump's way, Mr. Trump's way, as they say. And he's going to become the 47th president of the United States.
Oh, man, that'd be so great for crypto. I'm my heart's almost palpitating just thinking about that.
But Mr. Trump is not of good health. He's older, and he's been eating too many steak and potatoes. And when you see his golf swing, his double-breasted suits hides a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
And when you see his golf swing, he's in a golf shirt, you're like, oh, there's a problem here. And there's definitely cholesterol, high blood pressure. There's all sorts of 80-year-old problems there, right? And let's just play this one out. And Mr. Trump's estate planning case matures, as they say.
The natural way.
Right, the natural way. Just estate planning case matures. And J.D. Vance is suddenly the 48th president of the United States at age 41.
He could have 3 tours.
He could. He has to get through 2 of this term first. You have to, if you have to serve less than 2 years, and then you can. It doesn't count.
Okay, so just then, all right. So it's got to be 2 years into the
right. Then he
years.
can run. So technically, at this point, if Mr. Trump's estate planning case would mature, he could serve about 10 or 11 years, which no one has done since Roosevelt. It certainly didn't happen with Ford because he didn't win, and it didn't happen with
Ford was
Johnson because he chose not to run again.
I mean, when you saw the stuff that you saw with Ford, man, it was like, dude, like. Anyways,
we've got our daily spam.
Oh, nice.
From Kick. Oh, they wrote so much. It's so tiny. Look at that. Hello, friend. Your stream so really well. That's why I followed you. I do see you streaming a lot, but still not affiliated and partnered. I got a proposal for you. Only $1,000 per stream. No, earn nothing less than $1,000 per stream. Enable your sub. Blah blah blah. Thank you very much for your spam and engagement on Kick. Caleb, we really appreciate it. The answer is no, but we will definitely take the engagement. We only get these types of messages on Kick. That's not true. We got Royal Q, who we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, whatever happened to Roy? I was about to bring up.
Crypto Mike reminding us we talked a lot about GSB today. Pinto apparently has made peace with the wife and is telling us to come back and grab some GSB.
It's good that we're going to see him, that he's not going to be accidentally fall down the stairs.
Where's Pinto? Did he fall off the windmill? Nope. An accident at home.
Fell down the stairs. Or he tripped and hurt himself. A good wife will always... Okay. Jumping back here, what I found really interesting here is the debt.
I'm giving you the 5-minute warning here, brother.
Oh, let's just go here real quick then. All right. So one of the things that keeps getting brought up, and I think this is off of George Gammon and a lot of these other guys that kind of follow about the economy and what we're seeing here. And so one of the things they keep bringing up is the unfunded or U.S. unfunded liabilities and how this is just like getting to a point where it's like there's just no way that we could even, once these really start to come to roost, that there's just no way that we're going to be able to handle this, and then it's going to skyrocket our national debt. My question for you, and this is actually what we'll make this, we don't even need to go into, but we can kind of talk about this later. I'd love to bring on somebody here who's an expert on this. What would actually happen to America? Because at that point when we really can't pay this, unless we have crazy exorbitant inflation, there's just no way around it. And so I would love to know what happens when this comes to roost here and it starts to bleed into this on an exorbitant amount, this level, right? The U.S. national debt.
Well, my idea is that they take the pain and do a big long-term refinancing of a big chunk of it, and then they go. What needs to happen first is some brave politician. And I'll just say it, even though I disagree with him almost in every other topic, is Bill Clinton went to the people and said, look, we need to pay this debt off. We need to have a balanced budget, and we need to stop doing it. And he did. He didn't pay the debt off, but he actually paid it down a lot.
Yeah.
And he presented balanced budgets to Congress, and of which Congress held to them. And someone out there is going to have to do that. And they are so afraid of saying we can't increase spending, because as soon as they say we're not going to increase spending,
old women
Social
on the
Security goes up a little bit, they get attacked for hating old people and wanting to throw babies into the street.
Yep.
And only people like Mr. Trump and Mr. Vance that are now skilled in saying, so what? I don't care if you insult me or say things like that. That's not true. Can do that. And most of these other politicians can't do that.
Great.
Until someone can do that and say, look, we need to do that. The country would rally around them. If they said, look, we're going to ask each state to pass a 2% sales tax increase, because the U.S. government cannot do that. The income taxes don't really matter that much. They collect $4 trillion a year, and we need $30 trillion a year, or whatever that number is. Increase a small tax for 2 years and say, look, we're going to use this to pay down the debt. We're going to buy back a bunch of our bonds and retire them the old-fashioned way. Do that. We're going to let inflation go just a little bit for a while to devalue these things. Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. And it'll become manageable very quickly. But they have to have balanced budgets. They can't keep spending. Yeah, the super tax doesn't work, though, Darrow. That doesn't work. People that say that say the rich people have to pay. Rich people are paying so much. Like people say, Jeff Bezos didn't pay any taxes.
Well, it's not even that.
The whole Amazon system paid like $1 trillion in taxes.
Let's talk about. I mean, we don't need to go into this now because we're supposed to close this off, and I know you've got to kind of stop.
True.
So, long story short, if we even talked about, I would love to bring in an expert on business taxation and how that would actually help, because you heard about Warren Buffett talk about, if really just the corporate America of the top, was it top 500 companies were just simply pay the correct full taxes, that we wouldn't necessarily even have a debt. So it's something that I would love to hear about. But down the road, let's talk about this. I know you got to go, my friend. And down the road, we'll talk about this. I think it'd be a good conversation to have.
I agree that it would be a good conversation to have for sure.
For shizzy, my busy.
Speaking of shizzy, there's the music.
Oh, yeah.
The outro. We missed Jesus today. He must be one of the dealer auctions today.
Where is Jesus at? We're going to miss Jesus. What up, Mikey? Good to see you. And man, we had a great crowd at GSP, man. Loved you guys. Listen, guys, go over to the X. I'm telling you guys, go over and say some stuff, because it really does help. And it gets your name out there, and it makes things pop like it's hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been doing a lot of social media lately. We've got the Crypto Swamp Creatures. A new episode debuted this morning on this channel. Go look it up and find it and watch it if you haven't. It's really important to get that show kicked off well. We got another one coming out Friday morning at 9:15 a.m. Trying that time frame to see about it. Pretty interesting, all about the swing states and how the election and crypto and all that type of stuff merges together. Chris and Justin have a lot of good insight regarding that stuff. So thank you, everybody. Pedro?
Nothing.
Great show. We had a good couple of days of shows. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah. It'll be good. Tomorrow, what do we have?
Show schedule. I didn't put it up today. Show schedule tomorrow, same time. Friday morning, Crypto Swamp Creatures. And then Friday afternoon, Crypto Rant Friday, as I'm calling it.
I like
Rant
that.
Friday.
I like that. That's actually good. We keep it from having weirdos come on and just come on and hijack things. So, pretty good. I like Crypto Rant Fridays. That's good. All right, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. And my friend, I will be seeing you soon. Is that outro almost finished?
Yeah, I didn't line it up just right this time. So we'll give Crypto Mike the last comment of the day here.
Do it.
So thanks to everybody for joining us. Was the media too? Really appreciate it. Oh, there we go. Everyone, my name is Pedro and Striking. We'll see you tomorrow, so be there. Oh, what just happened there? Oh, I've never seen that before.
That's good times. Good times.